how the bucket fits into all of that. So anyway, no, let's stop all this silly stuff and let's do some meditation now. Sitting down. The first thing I want to do when I start meditation is to remind myself where I am. And that place is called here. I'm not going anywhere. I forget where I've been. I put all my attention into this beautiful present moment. To me it's a place of freedom. Would you like to be free? Be here. That's where freedom lives. And the next thing, when I'm here, in this moment, the first thing which I notice always is my body sitting here. I do have a little sore throat this morning, and it's here this afternoon, not as bad. I think I got that sore throat from shouting through the door, trying to get some attention this morning. I don't think that's true. But I don't try and alter anything. When I say make peace, be kind, be gentle, I really mean that. I make peace with this old body of mine. It has its aches and pains, but I accept that as part of life. I'm with them. And if there is an irritating ache or pain, that will become my first meditation object. I won't try to escape. I'll be with it. I've had some wonderful experiences in my life, just being with some painful sensations in the body, difficult sensations. I learn from them. I let them be. I know sometimes I don't make these stories up. Sometimes you let them be. And some ache or a pain which has been there for a while disappears for a few minutes. When you're not giving it too much importance, the intensity of their disturbance gets less and less and less. At the same time, whatever part of the body is uncomfortable, I can relax it. In the moment I'm relaxing my digestive area. Over these years, I've learned how to to relax any part of my body. It's that tummy area. When I ask you to relax, how do you do that? You know what the word means. So try different ways of bringing more ease to that part of the body you want to become more tranquil. Pay attention to it first. As you pay attention to it, you will notice that those feelings, those sensations, either get worse, and that means you're going in the wrong direction, or they get less intense, going in the right direction. This is through that mindfulness which gives you feedback, that's where you learn how to take any feeling in the body and make it less of a disturbance. And if you've been meditating as long as I have, it's not that hard to relax and ease off any pains anywhere in your body. And that becomes my first object of the meditation, being aware of my body in this present moment and learning how to relax everything as best I possibly can. I'm careful the way I fold my legs. You know, I know that I've learned that sometimes a hard way. I know what my body needs and how it can eventually find this really comfortable position that I can sit still. I've got nothing which I need to do with my legs. They're comfortable. It's like getting rid of burdens and things you need to do. You do more than enough in your life anyway. It's wonderful finding a comfortable position for your legs. You sit there and the legs don't cause you any problem at all. They disappear. I know my butt is sitting on a cushion. I make sure it's well balanced on that cushion. I don't try to get rid of any feelings in the butt. Just make sure they're as balanced as possible. And then I know they will disappear. And then with the back, years and years ago, because I was working hard building Bodhinyana Monastery, I wrecked my back and healed it myself. And now I'm very sensitive to how I sit to make sure just the right amount of straightness in the back, a little curve in the back, and they call it lordosis or something. So it feels comfortable. And the same as anything inside my body, any indigestion, tension, tightness. Sometimes you scan through the body, inch by inch going up. And you feel anything which is different than usual. And all the feelings I can sense in my body right now, just the usual, just maybe an ache or a pain somewhere, nothing much. If you notice something which is not normal, you don't usually feel that, please focus on it and give it this wonderful kindness. I've always noticed that kindness helps you relax. Give it safety. Safety also allows you to relax. With that kindness and feelings of safety, you can feel the parts of the body which need just that bit more attention. And it relaxes by itself. And that's just what I've been doing when I'm talking with you. I don't talk to you, talk with you. And then my whole body tends to relax. But often it surprises me how much you can relax your own body. You'll notice my shoulders. They're always a bit tense, and I still don't know why. But I feel them, and I let them become loose. To relax, I'm not asking them to do anything. Just let them be. And then I notice my arms, my wrists. I can feel those wrists. Before I bang a wrist or fall over or something and injure a wrist, it's pretty easy for me to heal that part of the body which is injured. You can feel it, give it so much kindness, relax it to the max, and then it just heals up. The same to my fingers. I'm kind of fascinated with knowing how my fingers feel. They're always easy to pick up those feelings. And often I think that's good enough. But I can always make them better, even more comfortable, which is what I'm now going to do. It's just a slight adjustment. And what I know is that the body appreciates that. They recognize your kindness. It's not just hey, I'm going to be kind. It's knowing how to be kind. And the fingers feel gratitude that in all your life you've learned how to relax parts of your body to keep them healthy. And then you go from your shoulders up to your neck. I have to be careful of the neck this evening. Had a bit of a cough. And I look at my neck and relax it as much as possible. And honestly, I can't feel that cough right now. It's kind of relaxed away. Kind of surprised me. And then I notice my head above my neck. Always make sure it's properly balanced. I know if my head is too far forward or too far back, too far to the left or the right, that's going to create a tension, an ache or a pain later on. Especially if I want to do a long meditation. Very careful of the position of my head. And lastly, my face. Making sure the muscles around the eyes are loose. Eyes are closed, but they're not shut down tight. There's no tension around the face. It is something I want to do. I often do it. This is not just some sort of joke. I make sure that my mouth is slightly smiling. Turn the corners up. And quite frankly, after all these years of meditating, that's the most important part of your posture. Just a little smile on your face. This is a joyful practice. And if you meditate properly, the joy, the happiness gets stronger and stronger. Not just being peaceful, just being peacefully happy. And then I like, before I let go of my body, like feeling the body all united. Just one thing, rather than something made out of parts. It's just the body in which I live. When I feel it, I just check up on it, kind to it, feel gratitude towards it. Let it be, and then let it go. Right now my body feels so at ease. And that feeling of ease is very joyful. Nature. And I just stay with that joyful feeling just for a few moments. Body's relaxed. The best part of it, it feels good. allows me very quickly to let go of the body and go to the mind, the forerunner of all things. And the first thing I know about the mind is to keep the mind in this present moment, just now. Forget what's going to happen next. Discard what's happened in the past. Just be here right now. Keep it simple. Just this present moment, just now. And you find you have nothing much to do, which is brilliant. You're just being right now. But be careful, many people, when they start meditating, come into present moment. They think they're going to waste their time just by thinking. See if you can stop all those names and all those sentences which we create. When you find yourself making words and sentences, please remember what a sentence means. It's a sentence, like going to prison. Please don't go to the prison of words. Please go to the freedom of feelings. Feel what it's like to be peaceful. Don't think it. How does it feel right now? Don't try and give it a name. A lot of times the silence is so beautiful. You don't want to say a name. So you stop thinking. Then you become really aware. Now I'm going to be quiet. When I start speaking again, it'll be close to the end of the meditation. Feel this moment. close to the end of the meditation. I did a couple of minutes on because I started late. How do you feel now? Just make sure you can sense the benefit of this meditation. Just how peace feels like, and how beautiful it can be. It doesn't cost any money. It's got no bad side effects. It's almost like a human right to have peace, to feel peace, and to spend times of the day dwelling in peace. And after a while you value peace so much, you prioritize it more than anything else. I will now ring the gong 3 times. Actually I won't. I will make the gong chime. Make it sing. Thank you. And I meant that thank you. It's given me the opportunity to spend half an hour in peace before giving this talk. So those of you who want to come in, please come in. Those of you who want to go to the toilet first, it's a great time to go to the toilet right after the meditation, because the toilet cubicles will be free. I know what it feels like to not be able to go to the toilet after this morning's escapade. So, for the talk this evening, again, I kind of really enjoy seeing so many of you come here on a Friday evening. And because there's so many who come here, oh crikey, as soon as I say that, people start to leave. Did I say that? I don't mind. This is all recorded and it's live streamed, and the whole job of me is just to be able to be generous to you. I was telling somebody recently today that...
All right, hello everybody. How are you doing? You okay? One of the things I don't feel, I don't hear Dharma teachers talk about much, is how fucking horrible people are. And I guess there's a right way to say it, there's a wrong way to say it. I have to look into that from the side of the early Buddha's words and teachings. but it's our ignorance, right? Our lack of awareness, our lack of understanding, our lack of caring. It's hard to be a Buddha. What's a Buddha? And I guess the question is, then how do we deal with that horribleness? How do children practically deal with that horribleness? The horribleness and ignorance and stupidity of people. And sure, ourselves too, we're people too. But people have these ideas about, well, I guess this is a similar idea, that somebody is different so that they're inherently wrong. Or someone has a different political belief, then they're wrong. Or someone looks different from us, so they're wrong, so they're stupid. Where is everybody here from? It's just like saying there's a good smell and there's a bad smell, but there's not really any such thing as a good or a bad smell. It's just your preference. Shout out to Australia. I'm a big Australian fan here. I probably would be even more of an Australia fan if I presented myself more better. Oh, I'd love to visit Lebanon. This is a spiritual space. A Buddha teaching comes to mind about some monk going to some place. And they were breaking down this psychology of how to approach people being negative to that monk, the right mindset. So even though they insult me, they don't physically beat me, so I'm grateful to them. Even though they physically beat me, they don't beat me with clubs or rocks, so I'm grateful to them. Even though they beat me with clubs and rocks, they don't kill me, so I am grateful to them. Even though they kill me, I have the chance to practice loving kindness in the face of great suffering, so I am grateful to them. I've really enjoyed these guided meditations from Ajahn Brahm lately. I hope to meet him one day, maybe one day soon. But are you prepared to be kind no matter what? Om Mani Padme Hum. Most important, that's where kindness starts. Kindness starts with kindness to ourselves. We have to make that a really deep obligation, and there's a kind of Western virus or modern virus or sadomasochist virus where we're kind of split in two, not in terms of just being ignorant or aware, but in terms of being for and against ourselves. And it may take time to wiggle out of that. I remember I used to have these dreams, these nightmares of torturing myself, basically, of being trapped inside of myself and running from myself. And sometimes I notice when I try to practice, we have a technique in Buddhism called metta meditation, loving kindness meditation, and it starts with practicing that towards oneself. I can notice, I can feel this extra voice that says, "What are you talking about? Did I give you permission to practice loving kindness to yourself?" You know what I mean? And we just have to learn how to say "fuck you" to that and go deeper into the mind, deeper into that practice, that willingness to be kind to ourselves unconditionally. And you have to step back from a lot of involvements and relationships with people, places, things, situations that don't facilitate or support that mind development and that mind training. Fuck politics. Fuck random people that have random things to say. If you choose to make your life about that, then you'll get the consequences. You know, the kind of people that you spend time around willingly, you choose to spend time around them, that's going to affect your mind. So the spirituality is really important. It's really important that we have access, that we know about this technology, and that we're kind of raw and open to not being right and not being an authority over the environment, over our minds, over reality. Because it's like scrolling on TikTok. Let's look at my TikTok feed. I'm going to expose myself here. Show what my algorithm looks like.
I'm generally a pretty liberal person, but when I saw
Đây là một chiếc chatbot mà bất kỳ
whoever told me to not use TikTok,
không thể tin được một chiếc điện tích điện chỉ có
crazy.
So all of that, all those people, we have no idea who they are. We didn't even choose to be around them or to receive that energy. It was kind of chosen for us. But we have this mentality that just eats slop. Don't give it too strong of a label, because then that label becomes a thing of itself that you put on a pedestal, and you get back to just following your habit energies again. It's like with kindness. It's like saying, yeah, everybody should be kind. But that's not real kindness. That's not the practice of kindness. So this kind of mentality is really crazy. It's really toxic. It's really confused, where we take on such a lack of agency for ourselves, such a lack of individuation to think for ourselves, to see for ourselves, to hear for ourselves. And then we're very, very limited in terms of how we can grow, how we can develop, how we can shift our perspective to be more deep, to be more real, to be more powerful. I mean, this is the greatest machine that has ever existed. This is the most advanced technology that has ever existed. Your mind, your body. So if you were to be a carpenter or a mechanic, or to have an important job of helping, to save people's lives, could you take it lightly? So in the same way, we can't take our own minds lightly. We can't take our own bodies lightly. We have to become kind of activated about the rawness and the immediacy and the totalness, the truthfulness of this experience. So this is not the same as watching a random TikTok video of somebody talking about something. This is not the same as watching a pre-recorded video of someone talking about something. We have to almost be slapped in the face to get out of that dreamlike state of consuming, that dreamlike state of ignorance, confusion, ego. It's like we've become retarded. It's like modern media, modern technology has made human beings more retarded. Than ever before. Because this doesn't feel real to us. Like I'm not a real person that you're sitting across from, looking at with your eyes and hearing with your ears. This is just another video. This is just another recording. This is just another random thing. This is just more random bullshit. Because that technology and those algorithms have created this environment for the mind where 99% of what we look at, what we hear, what we get involved with is just bullshit. And we're more isolated than we've ever been before. We don't have many deep connections with other human beings. We don't have many deep conversations with other people. When's the last time you listened to two people having a deep conversation, a good conversation? When's the last time you had a good conversation about anything? Hi, scrolling. Oh, that's nice, basketball. Rest in peace. We don't respect other people's humanity. We don't use our lives for meaningful activities. We use our lives to eat and sleep and consume. We don't think deeply about anything. And what we care about is what we're told to care about by the media, by our desires, by our fears. And we're hopelessly lost. Hopelessly lost in our egos. And we're so fixated on being right. It's all about right and wrong these days. It's all about if you like it or you dislike it, as if that matters. It's this kind of zombified, dreamlike state where the only thing that we're allowed to do is like or dislike something. To choose, seemingly to choose what we're addicted to. just to be at peace, just to be aware right now. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. I am blooming as a flower. I am fresh as the dew, as the dew. I am solid as a mountain. I am firm as the earth, as the earth. I am water reflecting what is real, what is true, what is true. It's hard to really meet people here, to really connect for real, to feel connected. To feel like we can really meet someone else where they are. To meet each other where we are right here and now. We bring up the view, the notion, the idea here of the emptiness of stories. Ajahn Brahm was saying in the meditation that we started with, you know what a sentence is, right? A sentence is a prison sentence. It's a trap. It's a container. Something that freedom is lost in when we identify and attach to these sentences, to these words and phrases, as if they are some kind of total law, some kind of final law. Here we use our mind to perceive directly. We try to see the other's mind, not just follow around the sentences that they've trapped themselves in. You know, there's a story of a monk who lived to be 200 years old because he only crawled so as not to go against the flow of gravity in his movements. Because, of course, the heart has to beat upwards against gravity. And in spending his whole life crawling, he was able to extend his life to 200 years old. Who made the decision that we're not allowed to crawl? 7 years, God in the flesh. As I place this incense in front of the Sung Wukong Buddha, I invite this incense to share out the wish to benefit all beings, to share the Dhamma, and to bring an end to suffering everywhere. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So please try to join me in this crawling meditation. Maya Bhagya Yobago Zoje Maya Bago Jobagebe Aya Bagzo Je Maya Bagze Je Maya Buzugu Bali Jabago Zoje Maya Mago Jobaga Zojage Ai Bago Baje Bagebe Zoje Abago Jabe Ayabaga Yobaga Zaye Bayabago Jabe Yabaye Mego Zoje Maya Gazo Bujo Bage Maya Jabe Yabago Zojo Mange Bejaya Manga Zojabe Ai Magaza Yubage Zeje Maya Bago Zojo Mage Ai Mazeje Uga Baza Ye Megai Baglo Bade Jai Maga Baza Jo Maga Waga Zibe Guzeje Maya Gayubaze Jai Maga Yamage Yumagaza Yebagaza Yubage Yamagaze Yubagaza Yemagaze Yubage Yamagaza Yubaye mega sama shayo bagi ya ma ya ma ga ye ma ga ye mega ya ma ga you ba ye me ye ma ga me ya ma go ye ma ga ye ga me ya ma go ye ma ya ma ga ye yo ma ga ba ye Shema Baga Shema Gaba Zaga Shema Gaze Shema Gebeze Shema Zabaga Shema Gaba Zawa Shege Zerbaye. I boze baga ya bozo shema gozo be I bago joze be ya jozo be I mega za yo bogaza Yema yebe anu kana vesu Yema gaza yo begeza jaimu Yema gaza yemu gaza Yema yaba Zugu waza yeme yaba zojo beze gaba chama gozo yeme gaza yema gaza yewe gozo ye Zai Maya Bajuzu Mega Baje Yamayu Zugu Mega Zaje I This is my house. This is where I live. Well, God, dear God, what we're talking about here is getting more seriously involved in spiritual practice. So imagine, for example, you only have two options in getting involved in more spiritual practice. Let's use an analogy. So if you want to get more involved in being a mechanic or car mechanicatry, you either have to be involved in working on a car, or you have to be involved with working with someone else who's been very involved with working on a car. Is that true or is that not true? Sometimes people seem to say my principles are not very true or realistic. I'm not talking about if I live up to them or not. That's another conversation. But just in terms of that principle, is that not a true principle? Yeah. So if you are interested in spirituality, you have two ways to go about it. Even if it's just totally wrong. So, and I'm not going to say that I decide what's wrong, but let's say that you got involved with some kind of Aleister Crowley or witchcraft or warlock, magic kind of practice. Okay, that's what you're interested in. That's what you know about. So to develop that and cultivate that, you practice with someone who's more experienced than you in that, or you do those practices yourself. So there's no explanation, there's no discussion about that with other people. That doesn't have anything to do with the practice. So my being here is to give people an access to true principles and practices as far as I can determine. Why is spirituality something that we just get to decide what it is for ourselves? The body is just a machine. This mind, this human mind, has been around for thousands and thousands of years. So you scrolling on TikTok and just wandering around on the internet and then finding random things and then deciding that I'm self-taught in spirituality, it's a little bit of a cop-out. If you're serious about something, you get involved with that thing to the best of your abilities. And if you're trying to justify how involved you are with something, then that's different than actually training and cultivating and developing in that thing. So a great car mechanic doesn't need to explain themselves to anyone, because it's a skill that's practical. So also with spirituality, spiritual practice. Ye ma ye ba ga za shu go su shu ba ye me gai su ba we sai mai go shu zu bu go su shu ba ge me su ba we ze me ga ba su wa shu wa ye me ga ba su ga we ze me ga ba sha ba go so sho ba ya ma ze be we zai mai go sho ba ga sa sha mai ge be ga zi sho we ze ma ya ba go sho ze ba ya ma ga ze sho ba we ze ma ya ba go so sho ma ga za ye be go so sho ba we je me ga za jo bo go za je me we ba je bo we ze ma ya ba go zo we ja ye ma ga ba zo ba we ze ma ya ba ge je ma ya wo zo go yo be za we je ma ya ba go zo yo wa ye me ge ze je be wo ya ga na ye je bu ga we ze me yo ba we ja ma ga ze je be wa yo ma we. It's just according to your blessings. Oh, thanks, Jay. It's not at all for me about people agreeing with me or not. It's a kind of realness of actually listening and sharing. If someone really listens and really shares, from their authenticity, from their heart, then maybe it's even better if they don't agree with me or focus on their agreeing. Because we can unpack and explore our mutual interests and maybe cultivate a deeper sense of understanding. Yeah, this is concerned with the Buddhism. Don't overthink it. Try to get involved seriously. You're not going to think your way through spirituality. It's not about thoughts, not about words and phrases. And no, you won't have much success doing it on your own, for sure. Not going to happen. Happiness is here and now. I have dropped my worries. Nowhere to go, nothing to do, and I'm not in a hurry. Happiness is here and now. I have dropped my worries. Somewhere to go, something to do, but I don't need to hurry. Yeah, so God in the flesh, the problem is that you're kind of giving yourself a seat at the table when it doesn't make sense to do so. So and we always get offended when people try to talk to us like this, but we have to have some degree of practical seriousness in whatever we're concerned with, whatever path we're going down. Have you been to a meditation retreat? When was the last time you listened to a Dharma talk? When's the last time you went to a Buddhist monastery, Buddhist temple in your area with monks and volunteered and helped them sweep and helped them take care? So that's why a lot of people cannot get involved with spirituality. Seriously. Because there's too much tangled upness in themselves. The core of spirituality is generosity. And your relationship with generosity is just like your relationship with deep listening. And it's going to be your capacity to understand what you can understand. A cup that's full can't receive anything else. We all have different things to offer in terms of our authenticity and our genuineness and our lack of biases. So if someone's just telling us things because they're trying to disrespect us or they're trying to get us to buy some course or some program, well, of course, there's not much to learn in that. But if we're actually being genuine and sharing, then everyone has something to teach us. But if our cup is already filled to the brim, you can't receive any more anyway. So you have to develop a relationship, if you're interested in spirituality, with generosity, with self-sacrifice. So many people are in a position, they've never been to a meditation retreat. They've never visited a temple. They've never volunteered in a spiritual practice, or they've never, when's the last time they actually listened to a Dharma talk from a monk or from a meditation master? And yet they're talking about, spending the rest of their lives on the path to enlightenment. How about doing something today? How about listening to a Dharma talk? How about going and doing some actions of generosity, some actions of volunteering? And I think people are addicted to disrespecting others because they've been consistently disrespected. The world, the society, the social dynamics have not shown them respect, have not shown them dignity. And I think it goes back to childhood. You know, like the schooling system, the American public schooling system. If you're wealthy, it's a little bit different. But you're forced to go to a school where they didn't care about your interests, where you couldn't even ask questions. You couldn't even go to the bathroom. And yet somehow, you know, you're supposed to show respect to this world that hasn't respected you for 18 years of your life. So I get that. I understand that. I relate to that. Yeah. Okay. Nice. Trucker. Truckers unite. My dad was a trucker. You know, it's one of the most unhealthy jobs in the world, long haul trucking. But we love to have you involved with us. Rick, 100%. Plum Village, that's one of the best places you can go to. Highly recommended. You want to take classes with me? Well, you can start off. You can make a donation. You can make an offering for my free offerings and free classes that I do here. Instead of focusing so much on asking a question, focus on making a donation if you find that this has value for you in your life. Put a flag in the sand, so to speak, so that you'll have something to come back to. As they say, if it doesn't cost anything, it must not be worth my time. Yeah, contribute, give. What is a donation? What is practicing generosity? It's non-transactional. So nobody pays me to be here and do this. But it's an opportunity for me to give and to help others. So in the same way, if you're being here, you find value in this, you want to be involved with this, practice giving, practice generosity. But it may take time to get some more understanding. There's a backwardsness, like a Uno reverse card, basically. There's a Uno reverse card, basically, that is at the core of this false sense of self, this belief in a false sense of self. It's a very deep principle, so I'm not fully equipped to talk about it. But it's like thinking that you're doing the mechanic a favor by them working on your car. Or it's like thinking that the person that you're asking a question to, that you're doing them a favor by asking them a question. Rick, just go visit the fucking monastery, man. What the fuck are you talking about? Just go visit the Plum Village spot. Check their website. See when the doors are open. Go and visit. Go and see what's going on. That's it. That's it. Don't think about it. Don't make up some big story about it. Go out there and explore. If you can't be at peace here, find a place where you can be at peace. Period. And the real donation that we can make, the real payment that we can make for this teaching is our own practice. The best way you can pay me for this teaching is to practice. The biggest donation that Rick can make to me, although I wouldn't mind $1,000 on Cash App, Monk Life 93, Rick, is for you to go and visit that fucking monastery, man, and go and check it out and have a good time. Usually they do days of mindfulness on Sunday, but check it out. You know, I'm not a monk anymore, so I can say that. Let's get $1,000 on Cash App. But the biggest donation that you can make is your practice and bringing more peace and more kindness into your life. 100%. I'd rather not receive, if I had to choose, Rick, I hope you're still here listening to me. Rick, if I had to choose between receiving $1,000 from you or from ADHD Bro, I know truckers can make some good money, and you going to that monastery, I would choose you going to that monastery. 100%. Am I lying? Who here thinks that I'm lying? This is a good little fun poll, right? We can check on Dr. Rob's ego. Would I rather receive $1,000 or for Rick to go to the Plum Village Monastery near him and go and have an experience? I'm not talking about just showing up there and knocking on the gates when there's nothing going on, but during their day of mindfulness or when they have an activity going on, which one would I choose if I had a button to press right here? Boop, 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 boop. Let me check. I'm going to check in myself. Stop pressing that button, Dr. Rob. You don't need that $1,000. No, it's the easy choice. And that's why, I'm in a position to be a Dharma teacher, because that's the easy choice. That's not difficult. Now, life imprisonment and torture and living my life in the hell realms versus Rick going to that monastery, I'll probably choose not going to hell forever. But, I've been to hell, and it's not that bad of a place in retrospect. It's not that bad. Maybe it would be worth it if we could get Rick to that monastery. Donate right here, Paul. Cash App is Monk Life 93. We also have PayPal and Zelle. Zelle is always great. But the main place that you can donate is in your own body and mind, in your own heart, with your time, with your attention, with your energy, to practice kindness towards the body. You sit upright, you sit in a comfortable, stable position. And then you just see if there's any place in your body that has a pain. You have to watch out, God, because the ego is very, very tricky. So in any other situation, in any other dynamic, it wouldn't make sense for you to be in a higher position or to have a higher understanding or to make comments about the carpentry work of someone who spent a decade plus devoting their life to seriously practicing on job sites with master carpenters, etc. But somehow in spirituality, that ego, it's very tricky. That's why spirituality is so difficult, because the ego just manipulates you. It wouldn't make sense in any other context, in any other situation, for you to take 7 years of serious training and practice and just throw it in the trash can and say, hey, I saw one of your errors. But somehow in spirituality, it makes perfect sense. So you got to check your ego at the door. Just like you've never been to a meditation retreat before, you've never been to a monastery before, you barely even know what a monk is, and yet somehow you're talking about becoming a monk. So it's very, very tricky. Maybe millions of people have thought about becoming a monk, and maybe 1,000 or less have actually chosen to take that leap. So I'm one of those thousands. I'm the top 99th percentile, or so they told me at that private military school I went to in Southern Maryland when I took their little test. Probably just trying to get some tuition money from my mom. Well, you're in the right place, Stephanie Scott, and I'll do my best to support you. Should we take a trip outside? Should we go outside for a little bit, see the fresh environment? That's a lot of leg work. Okay. You feel that way. Crawling meditation outside? Okay. Well, what I'm saying, God in the flesh, is that there's no information that would make me feel offended about it. I'm open to being offended about it, but I'd be looking at, what degree do you have, or what training have you done, what masters do you follow, etc. So Dhammapada is good. I think Osho, I'm not an Osho fan, but I'd recommend Sadhguru over Osho. I would recommend Sadhguru over Osho. So this is a place where people actually have the opportunity to spend time with a former Buddhist monk of 7 years. I spent 7 years as a Buddhist monk, traveling around the world, attending intensive meditation retreats, living at monasteries, training with meditation masters. I first went into training when I was 20 years old. I went to live at the Zen monastery for a full year. So it's not just about ego, it's a little bit deeper than that. That's the truth. I mean, that's the stone cold truth, whether people like it or not. That's my lived experience. It was a Soto Zen monastery, Upaya Zen Center. Upaya Zen Center in New Mexico. That's where I really turned the wheel for the first time. That's just your opinion. Come. Hey o wana e wai o azama e a o e ane a o zama e a ma e le a o e a le a ya mai o e a na ya ga le o e a na o a se hey That's my Native American trauma song for, it's kind of singing to the spirits and asking for the white people to allow their opinions to just be opinions. So that's a very strong, that's a very deep kind of trauma response, because there's a lot of people out there who say that their opinion is the word of God. And that's something that's, of course, very anti-native and very problematic. I mean, so I sing, because I can't change that view for the person themselves. That's their opinion, or that's their view, right? But singing to the spirits above, I would say, please, oh please, bring back the truth that that's just your opinion, man, lady, whoever the heck you are. What's so wrong with that? You have an opinion. Why does your opinion need to be the word of God and the law of God? What are we talking about here? And there's something that goes along with that, my opinion is absolute truth. That's like, I'm making too many jumps and leaps there, but it's like I will force you to accept that I'm in control. I will force you to accept that I am God. That's just your opinion, God in the flesh. We are going to go out. Come on, everybody, we're just getting started. Come on, everybody, we're just getting moving. There's a lot to do. There's places to go, and it's a good one today. At least we could be, is the fact. Yeah, that's just your opinion. Everything that you think, every declaration that you make towards other people, about other people, or about everyone in general, is already and always just your opinion. So we actually have a practice in Buddhism of, is that really so? It's like a mantra. And it's not a mantra that we follow other people around and say, is that really so? Is that really so? No, it's a questioning inside of ourselves. We cultivate doubt. We cultivate wonder. And see, you can see that there's an ego part of ourselves that won't allow that to happen, right? We have to make a declaration. We have to use declarative statements. And that's what we're working with here, my friends. And in that questioning, you might say, well, what the hell am I doing listening to this guy talk anyway? And you go back to your life. You know what I mean? So it's very powerful. It's very, very powerful. Everything I say is just my opinion. It's a beautiful invitation. It's a lovely invitation. How much does this teaching cost? How much does this course that's currently being offered here cost? It's priceless. But we do accept donations. We do accept donations here. We do accept donations here. You can donate through Super Chat on YouTube, or you can send me on my Cash App, MonkLife93. Come on, everybody, we're just getting started. Come on, everybody, we're just getting started. There's a oh yeah. Come on, everybody, we're just getting started. Come on, everybody, we're just getting to it. Ebe abajo goals, eme abakasho we, amaya naya shene, awaya bakashure. Yaya majobea kana waya mega shea wana basureshi enemea kashiano mayuea vajia wagabozo jubai gebe. Yeah, Bashadu Ekamaya Besu Ekamashi El Basure. Come on, everybody, we're just getting started. Come on, everybody, we're just getting to it. We all have a chance to really get down to business. Come on, everybody, we're just getting started. Come on, everybody, we're really getting to it. We've all got a chance to make our way home. We've all got a chance to make our way back home again. Home is where the heart is, we're just getting started. Home is where the heart is, we're just getting moving. We are moving around, moving to the sound of a shebagabazajure amanakashe anawaya zabajabaya kazajaya makashe amandamakashe amanaya zaba. Yaya manga jaba zaba waba gajaba ya gobo zojo gobe seje ayama. Aya baga joba zoga yu eba ya maga jaya bana. Yeme ya baga la jura ya majaga bazo jua. Ema ya baga za jaba yoba geze jayama. Eya baga jaba zaba gue me ya baga za joya. Aya maga jaba gaza boju ya baga za jibe ya beyana. Ebe ya ba jaba gaza jaya maya gaba zaba jure ya maga za jaya wabaya. Hey. Jaga baza jabaya wagaza bajo amagaze beje amagaza bajo. Hey amagaza bajo agaza jebe amagaza jabaya amagaza jababu. Hey maya gaza jaba wagaza baje amanagaze jebe. Eya magaza bajia moye bezege bejo aya magaza jurea baza. Eya magaza bazo geze amaya gaze jua magaza bejua. All right, everybody. We'll catch up in a few moments when we're live outside. See you soon.